Thoughts on Paleomedicina Hungary saying that dairy has a 5-to-1 ratio of calcium to magnesium. This leads to increased risk of cardiovascular disease. Absolute nonsense. Absolute freaking nonsense. Absolute idiots they are. Another reductionist piece of nonsense. It's a bit like, oh, you need to get your PUFA ratio right, or this ratio. What a bunch of crackpottery reductionist absolute excrement. That's all I can say. I got no respect for some of their bullshit. It's old, basically paleo nonsense that's been rehashed to this modern era. If you're eating enough meat, which they don't, because they don't recommend high meat, they actually recommend more fat and less protein. That's why you get these problems. If you're eating enough meat, the meat will have enough taurine, and taurine actually will excrete excess calcium and actually push more calcium into the actual cell, more magnesium and potassium inside the cells, and reduce the calcium inside the cells and put more calcium where in the bones where it needs to be, or excrete it, one of the two. It's actually a natural calcium channel blocker. That's what basically taurine is. It's nature's calcium channel blocker, and it doesn't work like the medication, which is like a blunt instrument, but it's a regulatory one, regulating the right levels of calcium in that. And also between the membrane potential between the intra and extracellular fluids, between bloodstream and cells and stuff like that, it actually, between those ion channels, it will actually maintain electroneutrality and move through ions back and forward to make sure that right gradient is inside the cells to maintain proper pressure, because it's one of the most ancient molecules, taurine. It basically originated deep inside those oceans to basically provide control of pressure. That was its first role, the regulation of pressure of the cell. I actually I've done a taurine chat with Pim Johnson. That playlist that I put earlier there, the ApoE, it'll be in that playlist shortly when Pim and I cover taurine and I cover some of these aspects. So this is reductionist excrement from these people. Absolutely garbage. I can't believe that they're actually putting forward this absolute nonsense. There have been people like the Maasai that live over 100, okay, that consume milk, and many other pastoralists. Most of the bloody pastoralists are the longest lived people, like the Icarians, the Okinawans, and the people down in Nagoya, and even the vegetarians. 50%, over 50%, as Grundy said, was dairy that they consumed, plus the people down in Costa Rica that also are pastoralists. I mean, the pastoralists are the ones that live bloody longer. I mean, what are these people talking about? God almighty, are they serious? It's like they told Bjorn ages ago to basically go on a high retinol diet and consume shitloads of organ meats every day, and he ended up, causing himself some issues. I mean, ridiculous. Oh, God. Bizarre, some of the thinking that some people have. Adrian, please, there is some good stuff in the carnivore community, but there is some shit as well. And that sort of group, I think, has a lot of, they do, look, putting somebody on a meat-based diet is a good thing. Doesn't matter who does it. But some of the thinking in that group is absolutely wrong, demonstrably wrong. And I just have to give you those longevity populations that are pastoralists. My great-grandfather was a pastoralist living off goat milk and meat, and basically lived to 107. So I don't think most of these guys are going to live to 107 like my grandfather. Give us a fucking break. They're just dodgy as dog shit if they're saying that sort of nonsense. They sound like the traditional paleo people. Fucking hell, I spent a bit of time in the paleo community. All I ended up is getting kidney stones from all the oxalates.